All right, it's time for another Muskie Minute with Xavier head coach Travis Steele. And Coach, I'd love to be talking about a win against Providence right now, but unfortunately, maybe something that was inevitable has now happened to your team. Protocol has been put in place for you guys. You guys are shut down. You won't play against Providence. You won't play against Seton Hall. When did you learn that this was going to be your fate for the next week? And how did you break it to your players?
I was packing my bag about 12:30 or 1 a.m. on early Friday morning, late Thursday night, right? And we were going to have practice that morning and then head off to Providence. And I found out about then Dave Fluker, our trainer, was calling me about 12:30 at night. And I was like, this can't be good. Dave Fluker doesn't call at 12:30 at night normally. So, I told our guys, I texted our team that we were going to test as normal that next morning at, I think it was 8:30 a.m. And I got with those guys then and I said, hey fellas, we're going to hop on a Zoom call just because we didn't want to obviously congregate in person. Because at that point, you don't know who, you almost have to assume everybody has it, right? And because we want to try to stop the spread as best as we possibly can. And, here's the thing, everybody's going to be bitten by it at some point this season, probably multiple times. And, we expected these interruptions are going to happen. We're fortunate to have 7 games in already. And I told our guys, how we handle these next, how many ever days it is, 7 to 21 days, whatever the heck it is, it will determine our fate in the Big East. So we got to handle it the right way.
Do you have a sense of the outbreak now, and is it contained, or are there still more tests coming in positive with your team, or do you feel like you're kind of on the road back?
I think we're on the road back, Jed, but as you know, it's there's an incubation stage with COVID-19 that it can be in your system, just you may not test positive at that time. So we're testing daily just to make sure. Again, our guys are all quarantining individually, isolating. So again, they're not with each other at all, just so we can try to, again, control the spread as best as possible.
Coaches, I'm sure are victims of second guessing in a game. How do you guard against second guessing in a situation like this? Did we do everything we possibly could? Were we as safe as we possibly could?
Yeah, it's hard, as we can't be with our guys 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Our guys have made a lot of sacrifices. I do know that, a lot. But it can happen to anybody. You can get it going to the gas station or going to Chipotle or going to Skyline. You can get it anywhere. And unfortunately, we got bit with it right now, and we're dealing with it. And we just want to try to keep our guys as safe as possible.
So you mentioned what you guys do in the next couple of weeks will determine your fate in the Big East. Outside of quarantining and sort of being everyone on their own island, what can be done? How can you improve in this time?
We can still watch film with guys. I have each of our guys are watching. We're doing a homework assignment every night. So I had our guys watch the Marquette UCLA game. It almost gives us a preview of the whole Big East. I'm going to have them watch Villanova, Georgetown today, and then give me their scouting report on what they see. So then, we got a lot of new guys on our team. So then they can say, hey, you know what? They already have an idea of who each of these teams are before we play them, before we start preparing. They can say, hey, you know what? I know what their identity is. I know their personnel a little bit now. I think that'll help us in the prep time that we have kind of moving forward in the Big East.
There have been reports that December 16th might be a big day for Ben Stanley. His initial waiver was not approved. I think The Athletic, among other outlets, are reporting that the NCAA could just kind of grant all the waivers. You've mentioned before, it seems like they pass out waivers like candy, and it may be a big-time candy situation on the 16th. Is that what you're anticipating as well for Ben Stanley?
I am. I'm very hopeful. I think it's the right thing to do. I just think with all the things that are going on in the world, it's unique, right? It's a pandemic. It happens every 100 years or whatever. And, so I think having all hands on deck makes too much sense, right? We're going to need every team in order to get through this season is going to need a lot of depth. And in Ben's case, I think he should have won the appeal the first time around. So I'm very, very hopeful that it works out for him because he's a great young man. I think he transferred for the right reasons and reasons that were outside of his control, right? And I think he wanted to put himself in the best position to graduate and be successful academically. And I would like to see that rule pass, not just for us, but I think for everybody throughout the country.
Have you still had, I know there's been a lot that's happened since the Oklahoma game, but have you had a chance to reflect on what you saw on the court that night and how prolific it was, and what one of the more ridiculous performances offensively from 3-point range for any team, let alone Xavier?
Yeah, our ball really moved. I mean, like our ball movement was incredible. We got an unselfish group. We really do. I think our guys know, man, we have a lot of depth. I think that's the strength of our team this year, is we have a lot of different guys that can do it. And Nate Johnson was on fire, but Paul was making them. Zach was making them. And Jason stuff. I mean, we have a lot of different guys that can do it. And I think that's what makes us really hard to prepare for, is you can't necessarily go into the game and say, hey, we're going to take this guy away. Because if you go into the game with that mindset, that's going to open up other things for other guys on our team. And it was a heck of a performance. Obviously, we still got to get a lot better on the defensive end. But I do like where our team is trending, that's for sure.
Coach, we appreciate the time. Thanks so much. And I'd wish you luck this week, but hopefully the luck will be getting this team where it needs to be to get back on the floor.
Absolutely. Thanks, Jed.